Yes, girl.
Yes, girl.
Yes, girl. We fab.
I know, fast friends.
Right? Totally.
All right, well, we are back out there in Maya TV land. Thank you for sticking with us all this time. I'm Nina Childs, and I am here with a very special guest. This is a Billboard charting #1 national singing sensation in the dance genre. I am here with April Diamond of April Diamond Music. How are you, April?
I'm good, thank you.
Well,
Thank you
welcome
for
to
that
the
kind
show.
introduction.
I
Thank
know.
you.
You know what? We're fast friends. So
Seriously.
this is going to be very, very easy. But I did want to start with just letting our international audience know about where you're from and how you got your start in music.
Yeah, so I'm actually a native Los Angeles, Southern California girl, right? Usually people come here from different places. Well,
Very true.
my family and all of my tribe is out in the desert kind of area. They call it here in Southern Cal, they call it the Inland Empire.
Oh, the IE.
Yes, the IE. And so I moved past the 15 freeway and came out to Los Angeles and started my music dream. And it's been a fun ride and many exciting things along the way. Like you said, I've already had my first Billboard hit with my song Lose Control. I have 2 national radio hits. One is I Got the Music in Me, which is an incredible story of a high school show choir and me and my producer hitting national radio charts. And then the second one was the recent one last year, Feel So Good, which feels really good. And there's more coming.
Well, my personal favorite is I've Got a Secret, but
Yeah, people like that one. That's
Yeah.
what's next. That's coming next.
it's very, very catchy.
Thanks.
And now, I think for most people who are singers, there's a moment when they actually realize that they have a voice.
Mm-hmm.
So when did you discover your voice? What was that like, and how old were you?
Well, that's a good question. There are multiple places where I discovered my voice. Like I discovered it when I sang in church, because I would call up our pastor because he was friends with our family, and I would say, hey, I want to sing in church on Sunday. Can I sing a song? Because I learned a song. Me and my grandma would sit and play piano, and I would learn songs from her, and then things I'd listen to on the radio and whatever. And so I think what I was doing when my grandmother finally said to me, and I tell this story a lot in interviews, is that she told me that when I was little that she wanted me to sing a solo in church. I was like, no, this is before I started doing that, right? She's the one that egged me on to do it.
Right.
And I tried to avoid grandma, and as people know, your grandmother, you're not going to avoid the grandmother factor. She's going to make sure you do what she told you to do. Mm-hmm. And so I did. I sang in church when I was like, I think it was 8 or somewhere between 8 and 9. And, you know, I was a shy child. I was not somebody that, like, got in the living room and did, like, the
talent shows.
Correct. With the stuffed animals as the audience. Whenever I did that, it was in the privacy of my own room, not in front of people. But I made myself do it, and after I did it, I found, like, the magic. I was, like, 9 years old, and it stuck, and here I am. I mean, that was the beginning of, that was that moment.
That's really cool. It's a very cool origin story.
Thanks.
I love it when it starts in the church, too.
Yeah.
That's where all the great vocalists come from.
Girl, yes.
You know?
Yes.
And now, what made you decide to do dance music? Because I know we talked a little bit about you having done gospel, maybe a little bit of country. How did you land on dance?
Well, it's interesting. I had sang a lot of pop music and Christian music and my brother's band music. My brother has a top 40 band, and he writes music, and he's working on his albums too. And so I consulted with my current producer, David Longoria, who he, was like, why don't we do pop music, but why don't we also do dance music? Because the two jive together, and we can, get the music out in different ways, and both radio and clubs and that kind of thing. So I said, okay, it was foreign to me, like the whole dance music world. I understood pop, but the dance music is something that I learned from my tribe there at Del Oro Music. And it was the right thing to do because it really did translate. It comes from pop, but when you add all the remixes and the dance sounds that are, dance music you're hearing it in movies, you're hearing it in different like mixed shows, you're hearing
commercials,
it in commercials,
and
everything.
It's international.
Yeah, it's international. And the remixes of the song is what's really, it's fun to hear the same song that you're singing to different music, to different vibes. And so that allows more of an audience for people to listen to it in different clubs and different radio stations and mix shows, that kind of thing. So it translates, and it's a way to get more music out there in a different way, and I like that.
And now you're like a dance music connoisseur. Like now you like it.
Now I like
You're
it.
in it.
Now
You're
I
in
get
it.
it.
And you love it.
I get it. And I have a
awesome.
team of dancers and I have a whole show. So it's exciting.
Ooh, a
Yeah.
team of dancers. and a
I
whole
do.
show.
The Diamond Girl Dancers.
That's awesome.
Yes, they're awesome.
And now, when it comes to music, because we know you're doing dance music now, but who are some of your musical influences?
Yes, that's a good question. There are a lot, and I have a huge list, like we probably all do.
Mm-hmm.
I started as a fan of music, like a lot of people. You know, a lot of people listen to their favorites, and I've always, you know, had the favorites growing up, and it's added over time. You know, as we grow older, we start finding other things that we like. So it's a whole lot. I mean, I honestly love Christina Aguilera and Carrie Underwood and Lady Gaga, like a mix of a little bit of everything. I mean, who can say they don't love Gaga? That voice, that, you know, that show, that presence is like undeniable. But growing up with gospel music, like Aretha Franklin and some of these gospel artists, the newer gospel artists that are out, like super, you know, inspiring. And my mom was always playing that, you know, growing up. And then I found my mom's actual like vinyl collection, this old vinyl collection, and my mom pulled out like Diana Ross and the Supremes. And then she pulled out Donna Summer, and I said, Mom, who are these people? Okay. And so she still kept her record player from like a million years ago, and she started playing these songs on a record, right? And I was like, wow. And I heard that voice, I heard the Supremes, and then my mom started playing Donna Summer. Donna Summer was like, okay, who's that?
Right.
That voice is like, everybody listens to Donna Summer. It's kind of like, doesn't everybody like Donna Summer? Doesn't everybody like, you know, some of those gospel greats, you know, some of those R&B voices, just, you can't, they're amazing. So that was a huge inspiration for me. So I was like always pulling that out. My mom actually was like, okay, leave my collection alone. Here's your own.
Right, right. Well,
Here's your own music. And that was one of my big inspirations.
I love that. I love that you said that Donna Summers is one of your inspirations. She's like, she's kind of like a queen of the disco, which is like yesterday's dance music, right?
Right. A dance
there's that
music
parallel.
in, you know, the 70s, 80s, whatever,
Yeah,
for
that's
sure.
really dope.
Yeah.
And now you're doing dance music, but are you still writing your own songs? And if
I
so, what is your writing process like? Walk us through that.
Yeah, so it's interesting because we're finishing an album right now. I'm getting ready to release my first full album after 4 singles. My 4th single is coming out and probably another one, and then the full album will be out this year. So I kind of, I take whatever I did before and I try to level it up to something else that's the same but different, but in a different conversation. And actually in the most recent songwriting efforts, I'm realizing that I'm going really deep to tell secrets, and I'm not a big fan of telling secrets. But some of the greatest art is told through like difficulty and struggle and triumph and all of that, and I realized that I now need to start telling that story. So I started writing some things that are very personal. You know, even, you know, there's a ballad coming, maybe a couple of ballads, and they're very like heartfelt and the story of my life. Yeah.
Wow, that's stuff. I really do feel like audiences connect more with your truth,
Yes.
with your pain, you know, with your passion. You know, not always just the surfacey stuff. So that's pretty cool.
It's true, yeah.
And then you got some covers that you're doing that are going to be on the album.
Yeah, I did one cover that has become a huge hit on radio, which was I Got the Music in Me.
Right.
That was huge, and
That's Kiki D, right?
That's Kiki D, yeah, the
Okay.
1974 hit Kiki D. And if you don't know who Kiki D is, for those of you watching, Kiki D did a duet with Elton John called Don't Go Breaking My Heart.
That was a big song.
That was a big song.
And a big music video, too.
Yeah, it was.
That's
it
when
was.
music videos first started being a popular thing. But that's pretty cool. So you're putting your heart out there and you're writing, your passion, your music. How has the journey with the album been? Has it been like, how long has the process been? Because sometimes it takes a long time to put together an album.
It takes a long time.
Yeah.
For me, it takes a long time because my goal was to start with singles and release the singles and make videos and, you know, get those singles out there, because I want the world to get introduced to April Diamond. We as a team at my record company, we all thought the best way to do this so that people in pop music and dance music can get to know who April Diamond is. And I felt like the releasing of the singles is a really good way to do that. Really good way to drive interest in the album. Sometimes I feel like that if you put out an album before people really know who you are, you know, you've got to do another album and another album. I feel like the singles really help translate along with the remixes because it puts more music out there for people to explore. And the results have been great, and the response is great. So people are anticipating this album, which is exactly what we want. And I'm excited that people like the music.
That's awesome. But
Yeah.
so it's been like maybe like a year or so of just making
Yeah,
music,
closer
putting out
to
singles.
2, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
This has been a process. You're really just taking your time.
Yes, girl.
But yeah, why rush it, right? I mean, you know, you want a certain
Yeah.
amount of results, so you want to take
Yeah.
your time. Make sure you're doing it right. That's pretty
Definitely.
cool. Who are some of your dream collaborators? Like, if you could get in the studio with anyone,
Oh my gosh.
who would it be?
There's a list.
Yeah, go through the list.
we got time. We got
No.
time. The Gaga, for sure, if you're watching this, hit me up. Let's
Lady Gaga, call her.
call me. I tell this story because, I have a vocal performance degree from Azusa Pacific University.
Oh, wow.
And I'm a vocal coach, too. I've done some coaching. And some people don't know that Gaga has the same, from NYU, I think. Right, Gaga? NYU? And yeah, so she's got major street cred, and she's an incredible jazz singer and classical singer. So let's collab, girl. Let's see, Bruno Mars.
Oh, he's exceptional.
I like Carrie Underwood, and because I would like to test my little, country rock voice, pop voice, country pop, I should say. There's another one that there's 2 guys that I want to collaborate, maybe 3. One Republic, Ryan Tedder. I don't know if you know who he
One Republic,
is.
that's a rock band, right?
One Republic, they're pop rock. Ryan Tedder, I'm a huge fan, and I'm always commenting on your social media, Ryan, because I really think you're fun to watch, and your band is amazing, and I love all your music. And then another one, do you guys remember Teo Cruz? Remember the Dynamite song?
I just heard that song again on Saturday. I had
Did
forgotten
you?
all about that song, but that song's incredible.
Oh my gosh.
That's like one of the best dance songs ever.
Yes, I think I would first like to reach out to Teo Cruz and be like, where you been?
Right. Where have
You
you
want to
been,
come sing
Teo?
with me? Let's do
He's
this.
dope.
Yeah, he is. He's great. He's really good. He's had some hits and songs. I think he still tours, but anyway.
That's an interesting dream collaboration,
Right?
Teo Cruz. I would
Wouldn't it
love
be
to
fun?
see that. Yeah. Yeah.
Start singing Dynamite.
Yeah, that was a really catchy tune. I love that one. So, what is some of your favorite stuff that you've done musically that's out there?
Yeah, so my favorite songs, they're all my favorite songs, really. Every song I make I like, and I like it for like them all for different reasons. I think the one that is closest to my heart and will always be is I Got the Music in Me. And even though it is a remake and it's not original song, my producer, David Longoria, he created the arrangement. At the time we were making the song, I was singing it, we were, checking keys because I wanted to sing it in the original key, and she sings pretty high, and I can do that too, but it wasn't quite like the dancey pop, sound, so we worked on that a little bit. And then I thought, it needs something else. And I was at the time I was coaching a lot of the show choir kids in Burbank, the John Burroughs High School show choir. They're the #1 show choir in the country. In fact, if you remember the TV show Glee a long time ago,
That was one of my favorite shows.
right?
Ryan Murphy.
Yes. So that show was centered around this choir. They came to John Burroughs High School and studied their show choir program because they're #1 and they've been around for years, 25 years or longer.
Wow.
And they created that show, and I was working with a lot of those kids, and honestly, those kids are amazing.
Well, they would have to be.
They're
Because
amazing.
Those kids on Glee were amazing and just based off of them. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
Fun fact. And so David created the parts for the show choir kids, took it to Mr. Jennings, Mr. Brendan Jennings, the amazing director from John Burroughs High School show choir. You're the best, Mr. Jennings. He is creative and he will do things. And I'm like, hey, can your choir sing back up on a song? And he's like, okay. Like, with no, he just did it. We brought the parts, they sang it. They have a morning choir. They have 5 competing choirs, but they're big choir, powerhouse choir. They're like the #1 winning show choir. They meet at 7 o'clock every morning at school. They're like 0 period. 7 to 9 is rehearsal, and then they have, it's like these kids have a full-time job rehearsing.
Wow.
So we got there in the morning, like 7 o'clock. They were there rehearsing the parts. They rehearsed them and recorded them in like an hour and a half.
Did they record at the school?
Yeah.
Wow.
So our team came and we made up a makeshift
studio
in the drama department at the drama stage, and all the mics and all the stuff. And I have video of it up on my YouTube channel at April Diamond Official, and you can watch the videos of it. And it was an absolute, #1 winning collaboration because that song, I Got the Music in Me, and I made the video at the school, by the way, with the kids.
Oh, I've seen the video.
Yeah, I Got the Music in Me. That's at John Burroughs High School. That song spent 24 weeks on 8 national music radio charts. And it was #1 on all of those charts. And the promoters were like, people are still listening to it. April, it can just keep going. I'm like, wow. It resonated with a huge audience. So that built my radio audience. Yeah.
That's so dope. And so with working with the kids, how was it? Like, did they have to did the parents have to sign release forms for them to be able to sing?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. So we had those all signed ahead of time, and all of that was taken care of. Yeah.
Okay.
But the speed in which they learned it, I mean, Mr. Jennings is like on point. Like, if you can't get it, you can't be in the choir.
Yeah, no, those kids are on point.
Yeah, very.
Wow.
Very. They were incredible, and I mean, I would like to do a big show with those kids. We still have yet to do that, like perform it live, all of us together. I'm sure that day is going to come.
I hope it does, because that's a really cool story.
Thanks.
That'll be a really cool full circle moment.
So that song, I Got the Music in Me, is super close to my heart. It will always be.
That's your favorite thing that you've done so far.
Yes. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Well, let us know what's next for you.
Yeah, so what's next is finishing the album. I have a streaming show, Live with April Diamond, on Instagram. So if you want to follow me there and learn more about what I do and see some of my interviews, because I interview people too.
I know. Wait, let's talk about that. So you do have a streaming show on YouTube where you're interviewing people. Who are some of your favorite interviews that you've done?
One of my favorites was, they're on tour again, 98 Degrees. Remember that boy band?
Yeah.
98 Degrees. Jeff Timmons of 98 Degrees. I interviewed him. I just interviewed Jacqueline Colacongo. And she's a Tony Award winning actress. And she just did a Lifetime movie that just got released this month of the life of Gloria Gaynor. I Will Survive.
Yeah.
She just did that Lifetime movie. And she's slated for all these big shows. She's an amazing person, beautiful person, just beautiful person. And one of my other really fun interviews was Michael Orland. He and I have these chats. I don't know if you know who Michael Orland was.
That name sounds familiar.
He's a pianist, or he was a pianist and a vocal coach on American Idol for 16 seasons.
That's where that's from.
Yeah, so I got to know him through his open mic night. And I said, hey, would you like to come on, Live with April Diamond, and let's just have some Idol talk, right? Idol chat. And we came on, and I mean, 40,000 people watched that.
Wow.
It was amazing. It went crazy. And we had so much fun. I said, we need to do this again. And we did do it a couple of times, and then I had technical problems. I'm like, okay. He's like, get your phone fixed, April. I'm like, sorry. But we're going to do it again, probably very soon, like in the next couple weeks. Actually, I just talked to him, so he's back from vacation, I think. So yeah, and there's more coming, more really great ones, and some other things I can't talk about yet. Live with April Diamond, but exciting, very exciting things.
That's good. You guys make sure that you go on YouTube and stream her music videos.
Thank you.
Her music is available across all music platforms.
Spotify.
Tidal,
so if you're wondering
where
all the songs are, people can go to Spotify. Spotify, Amazon Music, iTunes. Go to iTunes. April Diamond is there, and you can stream that. Find all the remixes.
All the remixes.
The remixes are fun. Yeah, remixes there and on iTunes, yeah.
Yeah, and she's on Instagram and all those other platforms now. Yeah. Before she goes, I am going to ask her to sing a little something for us.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I should teach you. Well, Feels So Good was just on the radio, and the others are coming. I think I Got the Music in Me. That's probably one of my favorites, and that's the choir sings, I got the music in me. I got the music in me. I got the music in me. So if you watch the video, go to April Diamond Official, and you guys can sing it with me. And actually, we have something at my record company, this nonprofit organization called We Are One, based on a song my producer wrote, David Longoria. We Are One, and that is a song that we're teaching all the kids going around the country. I didn't mention that to you. But I Got the Music in Me was supposed to be part of that. It's I got the music in me. I got the music in me. Like, all you have to do is listen. Whoa, yeah, yeah. Listen to the video. I got the music in me. And you just sing it over and over, and you can sing with me and be my backup singer.
There it is.
All the way around.
Well, you sound good, girl. You got a little bit of belt in there.
I try.
I love that. But thank you so much for coming and talking with us, April Diamond. Guys, please go out and support April. She's doing some amazing things.
Thank
Again,
you.
that's April Diamond Music. We love having you here, and
Thanks so
we
much.
hope to have you back once you get your other adventures off the ground.
Yes, girl.
All right.
You know I will be. I'll be here. Thank
We
you
love
so
that.
much.
All right, thanks for joining us, guys. Bye.
Bye.